Thank you, Gillian. Lovely meeting with you like this. I am the chairperson of the Cochin Port. So basically, I'm the CEO of Cochin Port, which is one amongst the 12 major ports of the Indian subcontinent. And it's on the southwest corner of India. So it's very close to the international shipping lines. India has a long coastline, and out of which we have 12 major ports and around 200 minor ports. When COVID struck us, nobody knew what to do because everybody was confused. And we even thought at some point of closing down the ports. Then we moved the government and we got a special order to the effect that port is an essential service and cannot be closed down at any point of time. In fact, the 90% of trade happens through the sea route. And it matters because the port is so essential, it is so central to economy. So unless the cargo comes to the port, then it's only after that the road connectivity and rail connectivity sets in. So there is a huge importance, and Government of India has understood and appreciated this importance. So that is why for all their lockdown orders, they've always given exemption clauses for the ports. And so we have been able to function. It was a major challenge. While we took the decision that the port had to run, it was not easy. People who lived inside the port, they were available, but there were so many people who were working outside. They did not have the transport to reach the port. So then we had to put into motion our own systems of transportation. We had to hire buses and run it on our own, and we had to hire boats. So basically bringing the employees was one challenge. And more importantly, even after the employees came, we had to ensure that their health is maintained. We didn't want even a single case of COVID to be positive because of our lack of care or lack of caution. So we had to ensure that enough protectionary gear was provided to the employees. I know these things are not foolproof. Maybe there's no 100% safeguards. But whatever was possible in a government system, whatever was possible in a public system, all those precautions were taken. Another change which happened was the way we used to do business. So while earlier there was always a mix of digitization and manual work, we realized that this was the right point in time to push our digitization drive. So like behind every problem is an opportunity. So we have seen this as an opportunity to drive in digitization and improve the ease of doing business. In fact, Cochin has got recognition and appreciation at the international level for what we have been doing in the crew change sector. Around 10% of the total marine workforce comes from India. So these seafarers had to be brought back to India, and seafarers had to go into the international routes. So when international air travel was banned entirely, there was a blanket ban on air travel. And the crew change was also, nobody knew how to go about it, how to ensure safety. So initially we had a lot of issues. But then in the month of April, the Ministry of Home Affairs India came out with a standard operating procedure, which ensures that there is ease of crew change, but also ensures that safety is not compromised. And since then, Cochin Port, because of its location, has been the most preferred port in India for crew change. Initially, we also wanted the vessels to come inside the port. That was not a very feasible idea because, time is money and international vessels did not want to take this deviation. So we opened up our outer anchorage, and outer anchorage means the deviation was minimal, and our tugs went all the way to outer anchor to pick up the crew. And we insisted that let it be done on tugs so that there will be zero interface between the signed off sailors and the crew of the port. I think we are all going through a very testing time. I think it is very important for us to keep our cool, keep our sanity, and to ensure that we take the minimum safeguards. More importantly, I think we need to appreciate the people who are out there, our health workers, or the people who are functioning 24 hours, in spite of the fact that COVID is there. Let us reach out and appreciate them for the kind of exemplary work they are putting in during these testing times.